This video is how I sculpted Larry the Lobster using this as a reference. So I picked out a cedar log. It's 16 inches long, 6 inches diameter. Got my little new electric chainsaw after it. You can see how it cuts through the cedar like butter. It's just sliced off the sides of it. See how pretty that is. And then the middle piece will be my lobster. I use the outsides for the claws. Then I went to the bandsaw and drew a side profile, which is just an arch. I want to have them kind of arch a little bit so it's just not standing on a flat surface, give them a little motion. You see I just do it with a marker, just a very rough arch, just to give me something to cut off by. Then onto the grinder to shape the blank that I just cut with the bandsaw. You can see I have the grinder strapped down to a board, and I hold the wood with my hand. Also, sometimes I clamp the wood down and hold the grinder by hand. There's both ways. For this type of shape, I like to use the grinder strapped down. Gives me good control on it. You can see I'm outside. I have a big fan blowing on me from behind. I sure don't like that to breathe that dust. So this big fan just blows all the dust right out to the yard. I don't have to breathe it too much anyway. So I just grind it, just round it off. It's got a little guard on the bottom, so I use it as a base so it doesn't lose control of it. You can see the dust how it just flies away from me. I just shape, round. All I'm doing is just rounding off a general. Okay. Now once it's round, then I begin the shaping, right, or detailing step. It's really using that reference. I see how many little segments are on a lobster, big head, and then I put 6 tail segments on there. You can see that there's not a tail, the actual tail on there. I'll add that later because of the cross grain. I don't like them attached to the body itself. So I use just a marker just to give me a rough idea of where the lines are. And once you get those lines drawn on there, you can see that by my knee there's an offset Milwaukee drill. Got a sanding disc on it with about a 60 grit adhesive disc on it. That's my secret weapon. I use that for detailing, shaping, a lot of things. It is just it's the only thing that I've found that I can get in there and really shape and grind things out, and it's not dangerous if you hit your hand with it. It's not fun to hit your hand with it, but it's not going to do much damage. They don't make these anymore, so you have to, if you get one, you have to take care of it. I found this one from somebody who refurbishes them. Reach out to me and I'll get you in touch with them. But you can see I just go along the line there, making a groove. And it just like I said, it just shapes it. I mean, you can see I have it on my knee there. I would never do that if it was a grinder, high-speed grinder, or if it was any kind of a cutting tool. But this is real safe with this. Then once I get it rounded, shaped like that, I just get my orbiter sander on there with about 120 grit, round it off. Again, you can't see the dust I've created because the fan is blowing on me. I just round it off, just leave the grooves in there, but just lay out different segments. Now again, there you go, you can see from the top, I don't know if that's really what a lobster would actually look like. It's what I think it looks like based on that paint by numbers reference I showed you earlier. And if you can see the wood grain at the top of him, it's going to have some different color in it. He's all sanded down now. That's a basic shape of that's my lobster. Now, you know, I spray it here. I'm jumping the gun. It's not ready to be sprayed. Actually, I've also sanded by 220. Also, I didn't put that on there, but you can see there's a previous layer of the lobster I did, a lot smaller. This one is 16 inches long, tail to head to tail. Down at the bottom, that one is 12 inches. But anyway, I sprayed just to see what I've got, what I'm working with here. Just see a little color. As you can see, he's got some color in him. You can see more of the color as it comes out. Spray the top more. I then cut out some claws and legs just using the scrap pieces I'd cut up before with the chainsaw. Just very rough shapes. You can see them on there. And I'm going to attach those through little pins using this hammer. And these are brad nailer pins. And they'll let it give it little motions you can see later. Also very secure, so it won't just break off every time you touch a leg or a pincher. You can see in this picture also I've also glued on a tail, which is with the correct grain, so it should be stronger than it would normally be if it was part of the log. Drilling holes with my drill. I can't use it now. So now I've got to attach with these pins. Can't find my I drew a little pilot hole here through the claw and through the body and put the little pin in. Tap it in and it holds real well if you get it straight. And I'll do that for both claws, and then I'll jump up ahead a little bit till I get to the legs. Just, you know, bore you with all this part. Now I've jumped forward till I've added both claws, and now I'm putting some legs on. You know, just little shapeless little things, just little bent legs. Not much detail to them. Again, I'm just doing a very, very, very basic shape. Pin them in, nail them in. In case you're wondering, there are 8 legs on a lobster. I'm glad there's only 8. Now, this is the embarrassing part of this whole process. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I worried too much about the video. Putting legs on, so I got 4 on there, and I put on this side again. Drill a hole in it. Hold it on there, drill into the body, get out another little brad, put it on there, tap it in, tap, tap, tap. Don't hit your fingers. Very easy. Tap it till it's flush. And turn around, and I hope you can see what's wrong with that leg. It's kind of going the wrong direction. But I still haven't noticed yet. So I put this leg on, drill it, and then let's see when it takes me, how long it takes me to realize what's that darn leg doing out shooting out there like that. Put the other leg in. Tap, tap, tap. I still hadn't noticed yet. I can't believe this. Then I go to get my leg, put it on. drill a hole in it. Try to put it on, and then what's that leg doing? Dang it. Oh. I'm going to get that off without breaking that leg off. Pliers, blah, blah, blah. What a mess. Anyway, I pulled it out and turned it around. So here he is. He's about finished, this rough part. So of course I got some sawdust all over him. I'm going to lay up here and see how the claws are going to look. And the legs. Again, I just want to see if that color is going to look like what I think it's going to look like. Make sure enough you can see how that just really pops out when you put a little polyurethane on there. Yeah, this is just a preliminary coat. This is just because I want to see what it's going to look like. Just impatience. Cedar doesn't soak it up very much, like some woods do, but you just put like a medium coat on all of it. So he's about done. There he is anyway. I need to cut some eyes in. I cut a little sort of indentation where I'm going to pin his eyes. And then below there I cut 2 holes where I'm going to put his feelers, antenna, whatever those things are that stick out the front of a lobster. Once I got these little eye indentations cut in, then I drill a hole in. I have little black beads that are about the right size, I think, with holes in them already. And I put the, just like adding a layer, I just drill a hole in there and pound it on, and it stays put. This case I really wasn't sure about it, so I put a super glue there to keep them from falling out. But that's it basically for the eyes. You see later how they look like an eye to me anyway. And then I'm going to drill holes underneath and put in use some stiff wire I have that kind of gently arc for the feelers, antenna, whatever those things are, and then spray it, and then that's all. It's about done. I'll put another, I'll put another picture in a minute. And there he is. That's about him. You see, he still needs to be sprayed again on the bottom and everything, but that's his shapes. You can see how the antenna, his eyes look. His legs wiggle around. They're secure. They just wiggle. So I think his pinchers. Looks like, I don't have lobsters get that big, but this is what I call a lobster. He's done. I mean, spray him some more coats on him, and then get him out in the sun, take a picture. And this is what I ended up with. I put a little piece of driftwood to kind of give him a reference. That's what he'll be mad at. He'll be mad at, like he's crawling on a reef. And this is my idea about this guy. He's very simple form, but if you put enough little detail on him, then he looks okay. And you can see very basic tools: chainsaw, bandsaw, and grinders and sanders. That's it. You wouldn't even have to have a bandsaw. You could have done it all with the chainsaw, but that would have wasted a lot of the wood. And with those little pieces, you'd have to have a